What's up, folks? This is going to be the first of many little draft shows that Mike and I are going to do. We did, if y'all that watched the last show, we did 10 different edges on the live show, and it was cool. It was good. It just didn't flow the way we wanted it to. So we're going to do these little bitty short shows. I've got two guys today, two more edges actually that I wanted to do and didn't have time for the other night. So I've got Tuipulotu. Nailed it. And Isaiah Land. And man, they could not be more different prospects from the edge. And well, one may not end up an edge, let's put it that way. But that's what he is right now coming out. So let's get into it. And welcome in, folks, to Out of Your Falcon Mind. I just noticed that my Falcon turned blue, and I don't know why that happened. I'm going to make it red. There we go. Weird. Anyway, welcome in, like I said, to Out of Your Falcon Mind, guys. It's just John today. Again, hitting two prospects that I wanted to go over on our Edge show. Couldn't quite get to, so I'm going to do it now today. Mike's going to be back tomorrow with a couple more guys. I think he's going to do a couple of interior linemen. We're going to start hitting that as well, and then probably after that, move into the corners. So hope you guys enjoy it. I know a lot of folks really dig the draft stuff and really get in, really geek out on some of the when the Senior Bowl comes around, then you have, of course, the combine, the pro days, and everything. So it's something that we did last year. Troy and I, another friend of the show and co-host, who's helped me out with that stuff last year. It worked out great. I did a little short. If you didn't see it prior, it was good last year. There was like 3 people watching, so it just doesn't. I mean, we weren't on StreamYard yet. We were just recording Zoom, so it worked out good then. We have completely evolved our show since then by adding StreamYard, joining the Variety Sports Network. Had the chat's been blowing up, the viewership has went up. So our live shows have become something we really enjoy doing, and the vibe we get with those is great. And we don't want to mess it up by just sitting there and reading off stats about and profiles about different prospects. So that's why we decided to basically just run little short videos and bring them to you every day or every other day. And, just our take on the prospects. You can agree, disagree. It's fine. There's going to be a bunch of different takes out there on them. We're going to hit, we're going to not hit. Hey, that's just the name of the game, right? I mean, that's what the scouts, they hit and they don't hit as well. So, but anyway, appreciate you guys for joining me or not joining me. I'm not doing this live. I'm used to doing it live, not today. Appreciate you guys for watching. If you could, like the little banner says on the bottom, hit the like button for me. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Check out some of our videos if you're new to the channel. We are just a Falcons podcast that we get a little, we're out of your Falcon mind. That's just that's the name of the title or name of the show, right? So, I mean, we get into a lot of different things. Mostly, it's all Falcons related, but yeah, we're just a different type of show. That's all I'm going to say is, we have a lot of fun. We do different things, play some games, have some different guests on. We have just a great community that we've enjoyed getting with. So, welcome in if it's your first time. Come on back. We have our live show next week on Wednesday. During the season, we do a pre-show or a preview show for the game coming up, and we do a recap. So 2 shows a week during the season, and then any pop-up shows that come along if there's any crazy signings or, I'm sure this free agency period and the draft, obviously, we're going to have a lot going on. So just stay tuned to the channel. And again, thank you guys so much for checking us out. We much appreciate it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get into my guys and get moving. So first guy, like I said in the little intro there, Tuipulotu, all right, from USC. A lot of guys love this dude. Got my notes here, so you'll have to excuse me. I'll be peeping down at that. He's 6'4", all right, from USC, 290-pound junior. He had 13 sacks, 14 QB hits, 17 tackles for loss, and 34 tackles here in 22 season. Now, what's crazy is in 21, he was actually heavier, and he wasn't quite as good, really. I mean, the progression he made between 21 and 22 was pretty wild. I watched a lot of film. I watched 2 or 3 games from 21, and I watched 3 games from 22. In 21, just to give you an idea, okay, Played 12 games, and he had 34 tackles, 14 assists, and 29 total pressures, 17 QB hurries, and 6 QB hits. Okay. And 6 sacks. That's what he did in 21. I just read to you what he did in 22. Okay. So 24 tackles, 28 stops. As a pass rusher, he produced 51 total pressure. So he went from 29 to 51. All right, 33 QB hurries, almost doubled that from 17 the prior year. 6 QB hits, which is the same as the previous year. And he dominated with 12 sacks. Obviously, he doubled that number as well. So that's a huge jump to take in just 1 year. Now, the Draft Network has him 33rd on their board. And what's a lot different depending on who you ask. I mean, he's kind of looked at as an interior lineman, or he's looked at as an edge. Now, he's played both, and he did them both pretty well. The games I'm watching, and it really depends on what team takes him and what they plan for him. Okay, or if he decides himself, this is what the path is best for me, and I'm going to do that. At 290 pounds, at 6'4", he's not ideal for an edge, and that's what. And the film, watching the film, he had some success. Don't get me wrong. A lot of the times, the success he had on the edge, though, were definitely against lesser opponents, or it was not against future NFL type talent. So whether be Colorado, Arizona, some of these smaller, they're Division I schools, but they're not carrying these big time recruits and big time 5-star and 4 and 5-star recruits on their team. So a lot of times he would get success with that. Where he really shines, man. Oh, and to back up, by the way, his brother is plays for the Eagles on their interior line right now, Marlon, and his cousin is Hufanga from the 49ers, safety. So family, it's in his blood. But anyway, yeah, he aligns along the line in different spots. He's anywhere from us. I mean, the film I watched, he was 3 technique, 5, and even 7. He didn't get a whole lot of success from the 7. He coming outside, he just couldn't get. He's got a ton of power. His hands are strong as hell, but the problem is his actual moves are not fantastic. So he's got a decent spin move actually for his size, but if he doesn't win with power, he kind of gets stuck a little bit. But his power is pretty damn impressive. So, but where I really saw him succeeding was shooting gaps. So like he was actually a lot more successful as a pass rusher shooting the gaps when he was coming off the edge. So if you're looking at it from the Falcons standpoint, as obviously we are, it's not a guy you're going to take at 8. But whether we take him, if he's there in the second round, if we trade back, something like that, that'd be an option. I would not hate it because we've always wanted to have that guy. I mean, again, this is all prefaced with we don't know what happens or what's going to happen in free agency. So if we go out and get a Deron Payne or whoever to be next to Grady, or we go out and attack the edge instead and leave that interior line position open for the draft, that's going to make a lot of different things. That's going to decide a lot of different things going into the draft. So a guy like this, I can see, even if you get Payne, if you really want to just, say they just want to like, hey, we want to hit the defensive line. We've been deficient for years. And we all know that as fans. We've never had a deep defensive line. Never. So you look at the Eagles this year, that's, a huge part of their success. They're so deep, man. They got guys playing 10, 15 snaps a game, fresh as hell, just coming in and just, running over offensive line. So you want to do that? Hey, I'm not going to be mad at all. If you want to just start stacking guys on the line, and this would be a guy that I think would be a hell of a guy to do that with. If he decides, hey, I'm better from the inside, put him right next to Grady, that could cause some havoc. That can cause some real havoc. It's not that you can't say it's not that you can't play outside. I just don't know how successful it'll be at the next level without really that speed it takes. When he gets around the edge, he can't really flatten out too well and get to the quarterback. He's kind of stiff when it comes to that. His hips aren't as loose as you like him to be. His pursuit he's 290 pounds. So, his pursuit's not fantastic, but he doesn't stop. He's got the motor. He does not quit running on a play. He has some versatility. He can play in multiple fronts, which they showed. And looking at the next level, like for us, he could be like a role player in and out. Some teams, they may see him as a starter. I don't know that he's got that 3-down capability quite yet, personally, but it's there. I think it can definitely get there. Change of directions can be a little bit slow. Again, just with his with his hips. If he decides now he wants to come off the edge, he needs to drop about 20, 30 pounds. He needs to get down to about 270, 265 ish, and he could, if that works for him and he can keep it there, then that could be scary, depending on if everything else follows, like all his athleticism, everything like that comes with him. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just checking my notes again. Yeah. So, and looking, like I said, the film that I watched Utah and I watched UCLA, primarily, and I watched some highlights. I like highlights, but they're just highlights. So you're going to see the best of them, right? You're not going to see, the bad reps. And when you're watching film, you can't be overly critical because you're not going to win every rep. The guy that you're facing, he's good as well. Like, he's there for a reason as well. So you're going to lose some, you're going to win some, but you're looking for some of those signs and some of those traits that you see that make successful defensive linemen, or edges in this case, or interior linemen, like I said, because he can kind of go both ways. So in Utah, it was hilarious. One of the first plays in the game, or I think it's maybe the third play in the game, they dropped him off into coverage. And they actually did it against UCLA as well. And I did it a couple of times, but it was kind of funny watching this big ass dude just kind of fall back, and the ball wasn't thrown his way. But he could move a little bit. It was interesting. I don't think that's something you want to do with him at all. Maybe occasionally to mix things up, but not too much. Again, like I said before, he lined up at the 3, the 5, and the 7. And he just showed it on film. He's most effective inside. That's where he has his success. He is quick for his size to come off. And if he gets inside, if he shoots a gap, B gap primarily is where he was looking at. I mean, he was in there quick. I mean, if he gets the inside shoulder of the tackle, it's a wrap. He's on his way to the quarterback at that point, or the running back, whatever it may be. That's where I think that's, to me, if I'm advising him just off what I've seen, is that's where your success is going to be right there. But like I said before, his hands need some work. If he doesn't win with power, he gets kind of stoned by some of the tackles. Again, unless it's just a lesser tackle, then he can roll him. He can take care of it. Against UCLA, they actually stood him up and kind of back at the linebacker position, which is interesting. First one he did, he got Brandon the guard pancaked him. And he did it a couple of more times, various success. I'm not sure what the point was there really for them to do that. I mean, he didn't really, it wasn't as much, it probably wasn't as successful as they wanted it to be. Let's put it that way. Again, same alignment, 3 to 7, 3, 5, and 7. Just kept showing those ability to shoot the gaps in that game against UCLA. And again, he just doesn't stop. He's got a good motor on him for that size of dude. So again, it's not a guy you're going to take at 8, I don't think, unless he just has an amazing combine, pro day, shoots up the board. And again, it depends on what the Falcons think he's going to be at the next level. If they think he's going to be, if they just want him for a rotational player, I don't know if you take a rotational player, at whatever, the late first, early second, I don't know. But again, not a guy I would hate having at all. I can see why folks are very high on him. And I think Ghost Peppers the other night in the chat was saying, not a lot of folks talking about him. And that's very true. There are not a lot of folks talking about him right now, but that may change as it gets closer to the draft. So next guy, or my last guy, obviously, Isaiah Land. And this dude could not be more different than Tuli, man. So I started hearing a little bit of, chatter about Isaiah Land earlier this season. He's out of Florida A&M. Okay, he's a senior, and in the SWAC, he's 6'4". Now here's the problem: he's 215 pounds. Okay, and he's had to gain weight to get to 215 pounds. When he graduated high school, he was 170 pounds. Okay, so he's ended up gaining like 10 to 15 pounds like each year he's been in college. So what's nuts about him is, so he played football as a kid, started focusing on basketball, and then started playing football again in his sophomore year in high school. He got no Power 5 offers, obviously because of his size, and he was playing defensive line. So obviously the season got cut, the COVID season for the FCS. So he basically just spent that time to try to get better, and damn if he didn't get better, because in 21 he came back with 25 and a half tackles and led the nation with 19 sacks. Okay, so again, preface it with, he's playing in the SWAC. No diss against the SWAC, but it's not Division I big boy type competition. I mean, you don't see a guy that's 215 pounds having that success off the edge in the SEC or Big Ten or Big 12. Okay, this doesn't happen very often, if at all, really. But man, if there's a dude that you want to root for, like I really, really hope this guy makes it into the league, and I think he will. I was reading a lot of different things on him, and initially he was projected as an undrafted free agent, may not even get drafted. He had a good week at the Senior Bowl, from what I understand, and I did watch the Senior Bowl, and he had to actually they dropped him, they moved him to linebacker, and which is probably what he's going to project at the next level, because obviously at 215 he's not going to be able to set the edge for the run game. He's just going to get bullied by every tackle out there. Now I watched highlights and I watched the game against Jackson State, obviously Deion's team. He's an impressive cat, man. Oh, and also in 21, he won the Buck Buchanan Award for as a top defensive player in FCS. So, I mean, it's pretty impressive. And he did get a lot of offers he entered the transfer portal. I think he was in there for 4 days. That was it. And he said he told himself that whatever school gave him a chance, he didn't want to. He's going to see it out for that school, because those schools offered him. I think it was UT Chattanooga maybe have offered him another one. Was like the first school, but he felt obligated to stay with Florida A&M, and he had offers from Georgia, he had offers from Bama. He may not have played that position at those schools. They might have moved into a different position, but pretty impressive regardless. So and even more impressive, he decided to stick it out there at A&M, which kudos to him, man, because it worked out for him. But anyway, he had a chance to show off his versatility at the Senior Bowl, play some linebacker. He's had very, very few snaps there though overall. So if you look at him for, we're talking about a day 3 guy. So if he's drafted, it's going to be on day 3. I wouldn't hate it for us, as a late round type of dude. I mean, he's definitely going to be a project, but his speed is impressive as hell. And I know you think about, you're like, yeah, of course it is. He's 215 pounds. It's going to look impressive coming off a big tackle. But the way he can bend and flatten and get to the quarterback is, I mean, I don't care what size he is. That's really damn impressive. It obviously, when he against Jackson State, that was one of the better teams in the SWAC, if not the best team. So he was having issues. Like if he runs into the tackle's going to stop him. He's outweighing him by 100 pounds. So I mean, he's going to stop him. So he basically would line up way outside 7, come out 9 sometimes, and just try to use his speed and get around him. But the tackles know that as well. I saw he came in on a stunt actually, and that was Shedeur Sanders, Deion's son, playing quarterback there at Jackson State. He couldn't get away. I mean, he came on a stunt and right up the middle and got him for a sack there in that game. And it was fun to watch. When he played when he played weaker competition, he dominated the tackles. I mean, the speed, they could not deal with it. It's a good and bad thing. That's all he has really, is speed. Like, there's not a whole lot of hands. His footwork could use some everything as a pass rusher could be better. Okay. And it's just because, again, he's never had to use his hands. He's been able to dominate with his speed his entire time. So he can run down any QB. He can run down any ball carrier. I'll be really interested to see how he tests out at the combine. And he is going to the combine, by the way. So we'll definitely have to keep an eye on him. But he uses his speed to evade some linemen as well. So if he's trying to get down the line to make a tackle, they normally can't catch him. They can't get their hands on him. He's slippery and he's fun to watch. But again, like I said, his lack of size is going to make him not an edge unless he keeps growing. Now, if he puts on 20, 30 more pounds, maybe so. But as a guy, and look, I was like 150 pounds when I graduated high school. I got as heavy as 225 when I was really lifting and powerlifting and stuff like that. I'm 6'1", so I'm not nearly as tall as he is, but I'm around 205 right now, and it was tough as hell to get to 225. So he's built kind of like me, and it's not easy to gain that weight. So for him to put on, I know he's had to work his ass off just to put on the weight he's put already. So for him to get up to 235, 240, it's gonna be a lot of a lot of PBJs, a lot of burgers, a lot of unhealthy crap to get get you up to that level. So maybe not. Maybe that's not something he's going to do. Maybe it might be a linebacker type of position for him. But again, just a fun guy to watch, man. Uh, and I only notes I wrote down about Jackson State, other than what I've already said, was he had a really nice interior, like inside spin move. I mean, quick dude didn't see it coming. But yeah, if speed doesn't work, he gets bullied by the lineman. So then that should be kind of obvious with his size. But again, it's one of the guys I'm definitely rooting for. I hope whether it's with us or somewhere else, he's worked his ass off. And it's the guys that he stuck it out with the same school. He's graduating. He's a senior. Just a guy you like to root for, man. So I hope the best for him. And again, if we ended up with him with a late round type of a snag, or if he by chance he does go undrafted, yeah, I have no problem if we pick him up, because I like what the kid's made out of, for sure. So that's it. Right at 20 minutes, so not too bad. Hopefully you guys like it, enjoy this type of format instead of us, like I said, doing on the live show. We have too much damn fun with our live shows, man. So we try to keep that. We want to keep that the way it was. Like I said, on the short we did, we wanted to see how doing the draft prospects in our live show would work with that first one. And it was okay. But I mean, the interaction just drops off the cliff when we started, because it's just us and it's just Mike and I talking about the prospects just like this, but like 8 more guys. So, it's not, if I'm watching it, I don't really want to see that. So like, I get that from, the viewership as well. So I think this is going to work better. Hope you guys like it. We enjoy it. We're going to keep on doing this throughout the next month or two, really. Well, let's see, we got about a month and just over a month until free agency. So by then we can get through a lot of guys. So we're going to keep hitting different position groups. I don't think we're going to do quarterbacks. I just don't think there's a need for us Falcons wise. I really doubt we're going to draft a quarterback this year. But we'll probably hit about every other position, because we legitimately could add any other position other than quarterback this year. So we'll definitely do that. Look forward to it. Again, guys, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button for us, so we can just keep on growing and keep on bringing good content to you guys. I saw Lowe out there today running a 40-yard dash. So y'all gotta go check out Big Lowe Country Sports if y'all haven't seen that yet. I put it on Twitter. I shared it. Hilarious. Like him and Coach Roney got out there. Man, Lowe's just a funny ass dude, and that was awesome. And we talked about like having all the Atlanta creators go out there and run a 40. I love to get them all together and do it, because I think that'd be so fun. Just go out there and record that and put it on there. But if we do it individually, that's fine. But I think we're gonna try to maybe get some guys together like closer to the draft or just after the draft, and just see what kind of fun we could have with that. So hopefully no hamstrings get blown. I know Lowe hamstrings probably a little, he's probably got some ice on it right now, but hopefully mine will stay intact, and Mike can see what he can do, and we can get a few other guys out there, maybe get JR, and we got Uncle Steve around here. I don't know if he wants to do that nowadays, but hey, it looks like he can. I think he can still rumble. I'm pretty sure he can. Who else is around here? We got Fleek around here. Hunter's over here. Hunter Thompson from ATB. Fleek from the ATB. New Millennial Falcons podcast. Make sure you check those guys out too. Great dudes. Yeah, we could have some fun with that. So keep an eye on that. We'll get that closer to the draft. But again, thank you guys for watching. And Mike will be back hopefully tomorrow with 2 more guys, and we'll keep it rolling. And we will see you. I'll see you maybe Sunday or Monday with 2 more guys. We're just going to keep it going. So hit the comments what you think about these two dudes I went over. Let me know if you think it's a good ad for us or not. If it's a pass, and let me know if there's any other guys you want me to look into. I mean, I've got a long ass list of every positions. So if there's any particular guys that y'all want to see, just hit them in the comments or hit us on Twitter out of your effing mind, and I will definitely look at it and we'll put it out here for you. So we appreciate you guys as always, and I will see you either Sunday or Monday, and then Mike and I, of course, will be back for our live show on Wednesday. So y'all have a great Friday night and Saturday. See you then.